Snapchat or some other social media outlet?
Not me personally, but...
Okay. All right, so I'm going to hear from Mr. Parisi now. Is that okay?
Yep.
Mr. Parisi?
Certainly, sir. Okay, so I don't need to go through most of the stuff we talked about in the Conley versus Thomas Parisi. I don't have the case with me, but I presume you read, the Implode Mortgage Associates versus Implode Expo. So basically, what these two young people have been talking about for the last 15 minutes is recognition, obviously. I'll address Ms. Scott first and then Mr. Thomas respectively. Ms. Scott has said that she's experiencing emotional duress. She had given her side as to what she believes the facts of the case to her best of her knowledge of Mr. Thomas Allen. She has admitted Mr. Thomas Allen is a registered sex offender. My jail paper specifically goes to do stories pertaining specifically to sex offenders. The two videos which I'd like to present to the court, I have a video running, but I'm going to stop it. If I can give it to the bailiff, I'd like to show you the two videos, both of the ones that they had mentioned. One is in front of not their actual residence, but across the street. And then that's the first one they're citing. I believe that to be the November 15th. The second one, where they mentioned 100 Nights on the corner of Federal and West, I believe that to be like 3 or 4 days later. So if I could present to the court.
Objection to me seeing this? I assume you want this.
Yeah. And just be 1 second, Bill. While I'm waiting for this to load up, essentially what I'm doing at this point, as Your Honor knows, because he's dealt with a case like this before and it's still pending, is that these are nothing more than news reports and the exercise of my first right in their own words is what I'm doing. They have not, Ms. Scott specifically first, has not contacted or ever seen me. She lists me as an acquaintance. I can tell you when she comes back to do her rebuttal, she has never met me a day in her life. So she has also put that I have delusional, psychotic, not on medication, things that she has nothing to say or know about because we have never met. She
Have you ever had any contact with her?
Never met her. I've never seen her before she actually stepped in.
Email, telephone?
The one thing she had contacted me directly, her first thing that she said, is that she did not want this to be public. Her email that she had sent me was never publicized. I had never mentioned her name. I had gone out of my way because I see her as a victim. And she claims that I went to her residence. And this video, once I find it, this video was filmed across the street. I have not gone past her residence. I did find it. It's this little guy right there. Maybe he'll just hit it and start. Right now, Your Honor, I'm presenting the first of two videos. I had only made 2 videos specifically regarding them. The top one that says their address, the tour of trepidation.
Okay, what's happening now?
Yes, sir. So that's one of them. And now the second one, Your Honor, I can find, but it's basically a Facebook Live video. The description of it is I stand on the corner of Federal and West Street and literally point out his address and their address, and I direct parents, concerned citizens, and fans of mine, don't let your children go there trick-or-treating. The tour of trepidation was a very simple platform.
Sorry,
Oh yeah,
can you
just
stop that one?
I'm sorry, it gets annoying, yes. Okay, so last thing, let me just put the other video on so that they can have their fair presentation of what they consider their own personal trepidation. Let me see. And I'll continue while I'm waiting. The long and the short of it, there's no threats, there's been no violations of orders. Basically, I have had 5 people living in my house, or 4 people living in my house, since her petition to prove I'm not going anywhere. They have shut down my ability to go outside and film and do all this lovely stuff they claim that I do with my First Amendment right. But they're deliberately doing this for one reason alone, which is to silence me from saying anything else about Tom.
Your ideas are fucked.